The NFC North against the Packers, who beat them in Green Bay 2 weeks ago. Caleb Williams' job will be made easier because Micah Parsons isn't going to be there. Parsons out for the season with a torn ACL. He pressured Caleb 7 times in that meeting at Lambeau Field. So this, though, goes from a situation where we would have been talking a lot about the Chicago quarterback and his ability to carry his team to the other side. Harry, do you believe in Jordan Love to carry this team to a win they need Saturday night without their closer on defense?
Yeah, because I believe in aggressive Jordan Love. And Matt LaFleur, as the play caller, you have to understand that when you allow Jordan Love to be aggressive and throw the football down the field to his wide receivers, great things happen. When you hinder him and you play conservative, that's not the kind of football you want to play if you're Matt LaFleur. And I'm pretty sure that's not the kind of football that Jordan Love actually wants to play. Now, here's what a lot of people are forgetting about the Green Bay Packers. Last year, when they didn't have Micah Parsons, they were a pretty damn good defense. They're still a good defense. Micah Parsons just elevates them to another level in my opinion.
It's a completely different defense, though, Harry. They had a top 5 defense, but it was with big Devontae Wyatt in the middle. It was with Evan Williams. It was with Lucas Van Ness. They lost a lot of guys, and you add Parsons, who was so good this year. I think the most important person in this game is Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator. How do you get J.J. Enagbare and Baron Sorrell and these guys, Colby Wooden and Carl Brooks, to now say, hey, we're without our best guy and some of our other best guys, and we all need to elevate our game. I think it's fascinating what they have to do in Texas A&M.
Mark, give me a linebacker's perspective. What do you do when you lost your guy?
It's tough because Michael Parsons only had the first 4. Now you may have to add pressure and add an extra blitzer. Now that opens up more real estate on the offensive side of the ball for Ben Johnson. Also now, Michael, what makes it so tough is you can move him anywhere. You don't have a chess piece like that. The Ravens have Kyle Hamilton. You can move around. It's unpredictable. You don't know what to do. Now you know exactly where he's going to go. I think all the pressure goes on Sean Gary, who's a $100 million guy who has to now do it himself. And if they decide to slide the protection to him, now that gives Williams more time in the pocket to make plays down the field. You talk about Jordan Love throwing the ball more than aggressive Jordan Love. Remember, this is the defense that has the most turnovers in the NFL. How they continue to get turnovers every week, I have no idea. But if it goes bad early, then now they continue to put the pressure and pounding on Jordan.
And we know the Bears want to run that ball, limit the possessions, and all of that, which they do so well. Joe, what does the smart money think about this game?
I'd be looking to Chicago here strictly because of the situation Green Bay finds itself in. Last week they were in Denver taking on the Broncos. Coming off a road trip to Mile High has proven to be one of the toughest spots in the NFL. This year alone, the 6 teams that have gone to Denver the next week, 1-5 straight up. They're 0-6 against the spread. They're getting outscored by 11 points per game. This isn't even a 7-game rest period. You have to play on a Saturday with that turnaround. So the Bears find themselves in a very advantageous situation.
You asked me, could Jordan Love lead to a victory? I'm not picking the Packers in this ballgame, though. I'm picking the Chicago Bears because of that run offense, but also how their head coach and Ben Johnson as a play caller, how he schemes things up and gives eye candy versus a very aggressive defense. I think that run game is going to propel in Chicago.
I look at it as like this is the moment. They haven't had a game like this since the playoff game against the Eagles, the double doink, like Soldier Field, lone window, Saturday night. This is the plant your flag moment against your rivals. Like, come and rise above and go and win this game.
And raise your hand if you had the Bears winning this division. So you talk about the job that's been done by Ben Johnson. He has these guys playing high. This is a revenge game, too. And it's always an adjustment, when you lose your leader, because you got to figure out how you got to play and who's going to step up and what roles to play. Everybody was good in their roles now. Now everybody has to figure out, I got to do a little bit different. And sometimes you get hero ball guys thinking that they have to farm other people's land and do their job, and it ends up leaving voids in the defense.
Joe's going to have to run over and host for his take coming up in a minute here. So anything else we need to know? What else should we be thinking about?
History favors the team in the rematch when it's so close together. When you see 2 divisional teams play within 2-3 weeks of each other, the team that loses the first game, I don't have the exact number in front of me, tends to win the second game. That's the team making the adjustments, whereas the other team's mindset is, what we did work, we're going to do that again. I look to the Bears here, but those injuries at wide receiver.
Packers have historically just owned the Bears. To see that graphic is wild.
Yeah, they're just going to have somebody named Aaron.
I'm for Chicago.
And Brett Favre.
If I'm Ben Johnson, I'm telling my team, hey, we're not happy just to be here. Go take what you want. A lot of people didn't even expect us to be in this situation. Go grab and take what you want.
I think that's an important point. 2 years ago, when their season ended, we would have said, oh, the Lions, boy, are they the team to beat in the future. Their moment is still coming.
The Commanders.
Last year, the Commanders. We would have said the same thing. This year, anyone who's a Bears fan thinking to themselves, oh, we're so far ahead of schedule, we have all this runway. You never know.
You gotta live in the now.
You don't wind up on Christmas with this kind of a chance every Monday night against the Colts. If they win that game, they then would finish with 2 home games. If they win out, they win the division, they win the 1 seed because they play Seattle in that final game. And it's actually an interesting little note. The road to the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl would be in their stadium. So they literally, if they win Monday night, they could be in a position to win 5 consecutive games and win the championship, all of them played in their home stadium.
Something that hasn't been done since the Rams did it in 2021. Of course, they didn't go the entire playoffs. They came in as a wild card. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they also did, but no team has gone straight through, home all the way. The Niners will be the champion.
So, Mark, you started saying you do not think that the team, whichever one it is that does not wind up winning the division, maybe we all think the Rams are the best team. I think that. But you're telling me that if they don't wind up getting that bye week and everything else, you don't think they wind up in the division?
Yeah, I think it's difficult, Jude, especially with the hamstring. Rest on the hamstring with Monty Adams, like Duty said, right? As you talk about the red zone, how much he was missed, because I think he had 14 touchdown receptions, this year, leads to NFL. It's tough to go on the road and play 3 games, physical games. Playoff intensity is so much different. You talk about not being able to recover. Do you play on that Saturday, or do you play on Sunday, then play on the Saturday, the short weeks again in the playoffs going against better competition? But I would say this, between Seattle and between the Rams, they are the most complete teams. I just can't trust that defense, and the inexperience, the inability to get to the passer when you talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
I disagree. I believe the Los Angeles Rams can travel and play anybody, anywhere, at any given time.
I agree with you, dude.
Whether it's cold, whether it's hot, it doesn't matter. Inside, outdoors. We got to remember, what I love about the Los Angeles Rams is that they have this 13 personnel. 1 back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receivers. They were wearing Seattle out in 13 personnel last night. And we also have to remember, they did a great job of attacking a weakness for Seattle, the middle of the football field. Limbo sent me this stat. They had 17 receptions yesterday for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns in the middle of the football field. So I believe the Los Angeles Rams can be a team that's a wild card. It can go on a run and win 4 games.
Last night was one of the freakish games you'll ever see. It's the first time in NFL history a team threw for 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and had a wide receiver go for 225 and lose. And they were up 16 points with 9 minutes left. So you say, well, that's not a big deal. You say you wash it out the window. But the implications are huge. To have to not have a home game, have to not be able to have home throughout the playoffs, to go on the road and have to do that journey, it is so much more difficult now when there's a bye for that 1 seed, when they're the only team not having to play that ball.
Teddy always says, Teddy Bruschi on Sundays, it's the single biggest advantage in sports, in any sport.
You sleep in your own bed, you wake up, you go to the game, and you get to watch on that first wild card.
Exactly, and there's only the 1 bye. So what other bets came out of last night? Because you were talking a lot of things to reshuffle.
The entire market shifted on just about anything. I mean, when you're talking about Offensive Player of the Year, it looked like JSN had that wrapped up. Luka's right behind him in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns right now. I still look to JSN. Remember, we got to handicap the voters here. Puka, as you said earlier in the show, bit of a tumultuous week. How many voters are going to want to go with him? You've got Matthew Stafford MVP. That still looks like it's going to be something that happens right around -250. Mike McDonald, Coach of the Year, right up there behind Vrabel right now. Keep an eye on him.
Interesting. But I'll tell you this. If it comes down to the last week of the year and the San Francisco 49ers get that 1 seed, that Coach of the Year should go to Kyle Shannon.
If they wind up the 1 seed with everything they have lost, but they could.
You just going to forget about Ben Johnson? We didn't even have the Bears in the